Well, all right. Welcome back to the fourth installment of drawing proportionate human figures. Here is our first step. You have a piece of paper in front of you, and you're going to need a ruler and a pencil. Now, the human body is how many heads tall? I do believe I heard you say 7, and we're going to measure that together right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 would be down there at the end. Okay, so 7 heads tall. You're also going to need a mannequin eventually. Okay, but for right now you have a ruler, and I'm just going to mark off every inch. So the big lines on my ruler are my inch. I need 7 spaces, so I actually need 8 lines. Because if I just did 7 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So I actually need 1 more. Okay, so after I do that, because this is just practice, I'm going to go ahead and extend my lines out. And I'm going to begin. Now I'm going to use a mannequin reference, something that I can look at as I work. Okay, I know that the whole first space is taken up by the head, right, the head. Okay, so I know we're going to put that in. The goal here when we're all done is we'll have a fairly realistic, bubbly type person. Okay, now below that, I've got the shoulders. And I can see that here. I've got the shoulders. Now, how wide should that be? You said 2.5 to 3 heads wide, right? Okay, so I should be pretty good there. And I know that my neck needs to be more than just a little stick. Now, we talked about last time that there's some muscles, the trapezius muscles that are here. Okay, and already I have a pretty decent looking start to my body. But I know I've got some other parts, okay? I also know that down here, I've got my feet. I know that. And then about halfway, I'm going to have some hips. Now, I've got 7 spaces. Well, 7 divided by 2 is about 3.5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 spaces. That's where my hips are going to be. Okay, so I've got my hips there. If I'm drawing a woman, I'm going to go a little bit more even with the shoulders. If I'm drawing a man, I'll go a little bit more narrow. All right, now this is where I want you to start looking at your figure. What we've just drawn is right about here, the bottom of this pelvis area. Okay, so looking at my figure now, I can see that it is arched. It's kind of like an arch within an arch. Okay, now I have a little bit of a waist, and then that comes out. Remember we talked about that it's kind of like a rectangle here. Now this mannequin has these little joints here so that you can move. Okay, I know that my knees are about halfway down here. And my thighs come out and touch those knees. So this is called guided practice, you guys. When you are working along with somebody else, and I hope that you're doing the same thing, by the way, working along with me. You're being guided through a practice. Now down here is our ankle that allows our legs to move. And pretty darn soon, once we master this, you're going to be doing some independent practice. I'm going to go ahead and have these 2 areas meet, even though my mannequin does not. Because if you look at a person, very seldomly do they have this huge gap in between their legs. They usually meet. Okay, and then we've got over here, we've got their, oh gracious, my brain is leaving me. The joints that lead to the arms, the shoulders, that's kind of what I was looking for. We know that our hands, now in this case, this guy's hand is over here. He's got a wrist. He has an elbow. And then he has some arms that join up and meet. So you are practicing this along with me, and you have your mannequin possibly doing the same pose or a different pose. Keep in mind your arms are longer than your waist. And after you're done, and I realize yours may take you longer, I'm just kind of being speedy here. Okay, once you're done and you're happy with your proportions, then I would like for you to please pose your mannequin in a different form, a different position. Go ahead and block off how many spaces? 7, right? Because people are 7 heads tall, okay? And you're gonna block off those spaces. And then I'd like for you to draw your mannequin on your own. This is independent practice. This was guided practice where you worked alongside with the teacher. Now you're going to be doing independent practice. Remember to start by taking your ruler, marking off every inch. Make sure you have 7 spaces, 8 lines, and then start making observations about your mannequin. Okay? So good luck when you're all done then. I need you to either put your name up at the top and your class code, or what you can do is take a picture of your work using your iPad, and you can send that to me as an attachment to a Canvas message.